Hello everybody, welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel and this is our weekly Fantasy Premier League show. We have our league going. Come and join us. We're going to be looking at game week number 2, what happened and the massive kick in the teeth I got this week. And we're going to be looking ahead at game week 3. Who have I selected and where are we going next week? And what are you going to do? Get involved in the comments. Let's have a little look at the results back from game week 2. Everton 5, West Brom 2, Calvert-Lewin hat-trick. He's certainly going to be working his way into a lot of people's teams this week. Leeds, another 7 goals in their games. Leeds 4, Fulham 3, 2 for Mitro. Bamford scores again. Klitsch scores again. They're going to be interesting. A lot of people, all 3 of those players. Manchester United debut. We said last week on the show, maybe steer clear because of Roy Hodgson and his ability to go away and get a result for Palace, and they did. So maybe some Palace players rather than some United players going to be going in. Arsenal beating West Ham, but difficult game for Arsenal coming up. Southampton 2, Spurs 5, Kane and Son. Let's move on. Newcastle 0, Brighton 3. Mopai maybe going to be interesting a few. And Lamptey, the Brighton right-sided player as well. Look out for him. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 2. Sadio Mane off the mark with 2 there. Leicester 4, Burnley 2. Look out for Castagna doing bits again there. Villa 1, Sheffield United 0. Not much really to go on that one. Wolves 1, Manchester City 3, and welcome back Kevin De Bruyne. Here are the kings of the game week. Alisson, clean sheet there for Liverpool. Not many clean sheets as you can see. Konza, goal and a clean sheet for Villa. Mings, flick on for Konza's goal. So assist and a clean sheet. And Castagna does it again there. He's the man in defence. Helder Costa scores twice for Leeds United. Didn't mention him, did I? Zaha as well. That weird penalty situation there. Sadio Mane twice. And there he is. Heung-min Son scored 4 times and I took him out of my goddamn team. What an idiot. There you go. First time this season I'm going to lament that. The king of game week number 2, Heung-min Son. How many of you took him out? Come on. Own up if you did. Well done if you had him in. Even bigger, well done if you had him in as captain. Mopai, 2 goals. Calvert-Lewin, 3 goals. Harry Kane, who I did keep in, 4 assists and a goal. I'm only 3 points off Heung-min Son. So small mercies for me having lost the South Korean king of the game week. There was my team. We'd had a great start last week with 92 points. Down to 64, so I'm above average, but just bemoaning, taking Son out. That would have been... I put Grealish in, so it's a 21-point swing. I lost 21 points based on my transfer. I would have been on 85 if I had not have done that. Hey, hindsight is 20/20, if buts and maybes, but huge mistake I made last week. So Pickford conceding those 2 worldies. I'm pretty happy with Pickford, I have to say. Van Dijk, clean sheet, good news. O'Connell, there was a red card in that game. O'Connell played well. I know that doesn't always translate in fantasy terms, but I'm reasonably happy with that. Reece James, well, he was playing Liverpool and he had a good first game week, so fine. Ward-Prowse, not feeling it, really. Salah, well, only 3 points, but I think that's a long term. It's difficult because they've priced up Salah and Mane, Aubameyang, who you can see there. De Bruyne, Rashford, all as midfielders, Sterling. You can't have all of them. So maybe I'm playing Salah for the long game. I don't know. Aubameyang, I had him as captain. Well, double figures, 10 points, but meh. Grealish, 7 million at that price. I think I might be willing to play the long game for him. Wilson, I had a big chance against Brighton and missed it, so I'm annoyed about that. Mitro, great news there at least. In for Fulham, starting 2 goals, very happy. And Kane, well, fantastic. But look on the bench there as well. And Guisa played for Fulham and got an assist. How infuriating was my game week number 2? Do I want to do a transfer is the question. Where I'm looking now, I'm looking at Ward-Prowse and I'm looking at Wilson, possibly. They're the two I'm looking at. What is going to happen in terms of game week 3? That is my values. 2 million in the bank. So basically, if we want to do something with Wilson, we can go up to 8.5 million. If we want to do something with Ward-Prowse, we can go up to 7.9 million. See, that's annoying because 0.1's knocked off him, presumably because loads of people picked him and have transferred him out. The algorithm doesn't like him. If we want to do anything in defence, well, we can go as high as 7 million, which is decent, but maybe there are other areas. Let's have a look now at game week 3. Manchester United, I'm not sure. Brighton, Mopai, Lamptey, like I said. Palace, well, they're playing Everton. Everton are on form. So again, I looked at James last week and I didn't take him. And Calvert-Lewin as well, maybe over Wilson as a possibility. West Brom and Chelsea. West Brom, you've got to be looking at Pereira and Diangana now. Can they be a high-scoring team? I wonder whether it would go the other way and they'll try and tighten things up. Chelsea, I'm happy with James, and we'll see how Havertz and Werner and their attacking players bed down a little bit before maybe we go in on Chelsea. Burnley and Southampton, meh. Will that be a game dominated by set plays? Neither team... Burnley have only played one game, haven't they? And Southampton, well, got hammered by Spurs. Blades and Leeds. Leeds are going to be interesting in a lot of teams now. Is it going to be that open all season? Is Bamford going to keep scoring in the Premier League? He couldn't do it. He did get well into double figures, didn't he? In the Championship. Blades, not so sure. Spurs, Newcastle. Once bitten, twice shy. Do we all transfer Son back in now? And obviously Wilson is going away to a Jose Mourinho team, which makes you think he may not be scoring. Manchester City are now in the building. We avoided them on game week 1. I avoided them on game week 2 because they were going away to Wolves, but they put 3 goals up. De Bruyne and of course Castagna for Leicester. Now West Ham, well, they're a bit of a mess, so maybe you might want to go in on Raul Jimenez for Wolves, or I don't know who. Diogo Jota's gone to Liverpool now as well, hasn't he? Fulham, Villa, well, I'm well stocked there. I've got Mitrovic and I've got Grealish. And honestly, I could put Anguissa in over Ward-Prowse, couldn't I? Now, given he might start. Here's a tricky one at the bottom. I've got Salah and I've got Aubameyang. It's 2 sort of top 6 teams going to be playing each other. One thing I think is leading me on my transfer this week, that I cannot have a fantasy team and not have a Manchester City player in now. We only left a Manchester City player out of the first week because they weren't playing. They're going to be well up in the table. If they're not in the top 3, everyone will be shocked. And in terms, fantasy league's about goals and assists, isn't it? So they're going to score goals. So I think we need to get involved in Manchester City. Looking down at the forwards, well, are we waiting for Aguero? Would we go for Jesus? I can't really do anything in terms of Manchester City forwards because I've only got 2 million to play with, and Callum Wilson is 6.5 and Jesus is 9.5, so I can't do anything there. So we're really looking at midfielders. Obviously, De Bruyne is massively attractive, isn't he? What a player. The only thing I could do is Aubameyang and Salah out. Foden, is he going to play and start all season? You'd think Sterling, De Bruyne, and then you've got, I know Gundogan's got COVID, you've got Bernardo Silva, Mahrez as well. So De Bruyne, Sterling, really, and the only thing I can look at is taking out either Aubameyang or Salah if I'm going to go down this route. That's what they did the other night. Jesus, like I said, I can't touch at the moment because of the 2 million quid. And I'm not taking Harry Kane out because I think he's a good long-term bet for getting goals, isn't he? I think I want to do De Bruyne, honestly. And that is what I'm going to do. So that is the choice I've decided to make. De Bruyne in, and it only makes sense being Liverpool are playing Arsenal. Who's more likely to score? Well, probably Salah. I don't want to have Aubameyang out for the entire season because he's going to be up there with the top scorers. But I think for this game week particularly, I've got to go in on De Bruyne. I want him long term, really, don't I? And really, it's going to be is it Salah or is it Mane game for most fantasy players, and I'm gonna stick with Salah. We'll see what happens. I'm sure all of these guys, Sterling, De Bruyne, Mane, Salah, Aubameyang, are all going to be hammering the points home. And really, with the way they've done it, unless you basically opt out of spending big money on any strikers, you're only going to be able to afford 2 out of those sort of 5 players. And that's before we've spoken about Rashford as well, and maybe Greenwood. So maybe some people will go a Calvert-Lewin as a one up front and try and get 3 out of De Bruyne, Sterling, Salah, Mane. Now maybe you can put Son into that bracket as well. Rashford, I'm missing these guys out. They're all in as midfielders because they're kind of playing as wide forwards in 4-2-3-1. So it's tricky. It's really tricky. That is what I've gone for. So my transfer this week is Kevin De Bruyne in for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Let me know what you think in the comments. Am I a madman? Should I be spreading it more across the squad? Now, the other issues I have got is in terms of my team. So I am going to put Anguissa in over Ward-Prowse. I may live to regret this, but here's my rationale. I could have gone 3-5-2 and taken Wilson out and had a 5-man midfield and played Ward-Prowse and Anguissa. However, I want 3 forwards on. I just think, by logic, 3 forwards should create more goals and assists than 5 midfielders. I may be right, I may be wrong, despite the fact one of them is going away to Tottenham. With Ward-Prowse, the thing is set plays, and they're going away to Burnley, who are very good at attacking set plays and probably very good at defending set plays if you reverse that logic around. So I think Anguissa will start for Fulham, and they're playing Villa. So it's a team that finished low in the table last season, and really they only kept that clean sheet against Sheffield United. The red card was a big mitigating factor, the red card to John Egan, and they wouldn't have got a clean sheet. Lundstrom missed a penalty, didn't he? So that is what I am going to do. I'm going to put Anguissa in. Pickford, I'm going to go with Everton are up the table. There's not many clean sheets going about. Van Dijk, that's long term. O'Connell, we'll see. James, I'm happy with, and they've got West Brom, so there's a chance of him getting forward and maybe getting a clean sheet. Anguissa, well, he started and he got an assist against Leeds, and they're playing at Villa, who we don't expect to be miles up high in the table, do we? Salah is Salah. De Bruyne, we've got him in. Let's go with him and see how we roll. Leicester at home, should be able to do bits there. Grealish, I'm gonna go a few weeks with Jack, and we'll see how we go. Certainly, if Villa are creating goals from open play, he'll be involved. If they're not, we're going to have to take him out down the line. Kane is Harry Kane. He's the England captain. He's a great goal scorer. Mitro at home to Villa, I do fancy. So when we talk about captain in just a second, we'll think about him. And Wilson, let's run with it for another week and not lose any points on a transfer yet. I will do it if I need to. Now, captain. I always look at the front row. So, Wilson, no. Not interested away at Tottenham. Mitrovic, I'm interested. Scored 2 last week. They're playing Villa. Kane, I'm interested. Tottenham at home to Newcastle. Although, remember the reverse fixture last year? They did lose, but that was in the last throw of Pochettino, wasn't it? Grealish, no. Not when there's the other options. De Bruyne, interested. Obviously, can destroy anybody, can't he? And Salah, interested, but it is Arsenal. So, here is my decision. I've gone for Kane as the captain, and we hope he's going to score against Newcastle. I've gone for De Bruyne as the vice, which is probably going to be a theme if he's not the captain this season, just purely because of his elevated levels of quality. So there is my team for game week 3. I don't know what's going to bite me in the arse. Not bringing in any Everton players. Calvert-Lewin and James Rodriguez would be the obvious one. Is Son going to bite me in the arse again? Not bringing him back. Aubameyang, I've taken him out. Hey, I'm sounding paranoid now. Pickford in goal. Van Dijk, O'Connell, James, back three. And Guisa in. And hopefully an option that I can keep in as a cheap midfield player and maybe spend the money elsewhere if I can rid myself of Ward-Prowse, unless he does bits this coming week. Salah, De Bruyne, Grealish, fingers crossed, all big influences on their team. Wilson, let's give it a couple more weeks. Mitrovic, fingers crossed at home to Villa, and Kane, well, he's quality. So that is my team. Give me your thoughts on what we have gone for. Here is the table. Where was I last week? I think I was 4th, so I've dropped down to 10th with 156 points. Look at our 100 pointers there in the top 20. I know there's more elsewhere in the division, presumably some Calvert-Lewin captains, some Son Heung-min captains, some Harry Kane captains there. All giant scorers. Well done, Ben Clark there, 100 points. Josh Jones, 100 points. David Humble, 100 points. And Adam Flatt, 120 points. But big up, Mr. R at the top. Ringo Sarr, top of the league, 184 points. He's well clear as well. Big on the Everton players there. And big on a squad where he's not gone for duds on the bench there, has he? So Pickford in there, I've got Mina, so he's on Everton. Target, got a clean sheet, you can see the pen. Dallas is cheap, and Leeds have been scoring for fun, haven't they? Perez there for Leicester. Son, boom, there you go. Salah, same as me. Grealish he's gone for, same as me. Kane, same as me. Richarlison, I hadn't mentioned in terms of Everton, silly me. And Pat Bamford, and then on the bench, look, he's got Reece James, who can do stuff off the bench. Camera, we'll see what Mr. R does this week. I'm sure there won't be too many changes. Beansy's up the top, congratulations to him. I hope you're enjoying playing Fantasy League. If you're looking at this video for the first time, come and join our league, but you're now 3 weeks behind T5QBR0. Get involved, get your comments in. Particularly with this videos, I know it's the nature of YouTube. I'm going to get a lot of, oh, I wouldn't do that, Ben, I wouldn't do that. Hey, money where your mouth is, guys. Put your money where your mouth is. Tell me what you have done. Tell me what you have done in your fantasy team, and let me know. Very easy to tear down my team. Tell me what you're going to do this game week. Hit like. And please subscribe. We are 12,305 or something on the subscribers. Brilliant. If you want to listen and interact with me, and you can't do it on YouTube, you're working or you're driving or you're walking the dog or in the gym. People still go to the gym with COVID. Hey, that might be ramping down, to use a government phrase, in the future. You can do this via podcast. And I'm trying to make a living out of doing this. We're getting there slowly but surely. Shop at Amazon, amazon.co.uk/shop/the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Buy anything off of those lists. I get a little kickback, you get the product. We just added a championship teams, 24 mugs on there. Go and buy a mug for your team. Have a cup of tea and support the channel. There you go. Support the seller as well. Patreon is a great way to support. For $3 a month, you get perks in terms of asking questions on Q&As. You get your name in the description and you get to help me out. But for $5, you get the extra content. I was behind the scenes at Reading Barnsley behind closed doors. Patreon Q&As, Patreon only Q&As. And like I said, your question will go to the front of the queue for the Ask Away Q&As that are free on YouTube as well. There is a high tier there, which is a sponsor the channel tier. If you're a fan sponsor, you can sponsor any one of our recurring programs. You can sponsor the fantasy football program right here. I'll give you a shout out at the start and the end. And if you're a business, you can sponsor the entire channel. Why not do that? Looking for business sponsors here. Anyway, go and select your fantasy team for the weekend. Let me know who you've put in. Let me know what you think of my team. Let me know if you're crying into your Saturday night, or when was it? Sunday when he did it. Sunday night dinner when Son Heung-min scored 4 goals and you took him out of your team. I certainly was. It's going to be really fun. Get involved. All season we're going to be doing these videos. I think we might be able to do them on Wednesdays rather than Thursdays. So give me your feedback on when you'd like to see them. I've got to go early. Hey, we've got to be halfway between the 2 game weeks. So I'm sure more revealing stuff will come out. But I'm going to stick to what I'm doing over here. Give me your feedback. Thank you for watching. That was the Fantasy League video for the week. Review of Game Week 2, preview of Game Week 3. Let me know how you got on and what the hell you're going to do next week. Thanks for watching. Over and out.